So now it's that awkward waiting because it says we're live on Facebook, but then it doesn't, it's
Okay.
like you're not really live yet. I don't know. There's
Looking
always a
for my,
couple minutes of
okay.
awkwardness. All right, so let's see. Maybe we're live. We'll just have to see. Okay. It says we're live on Facebook. I'm going to share this over on my regular page. So, we're live on Facebook if anybody is out there. Yay, Lacey! Hi, Lacey. If you can share this with all the people, that way we know that people are here and they can find us, because I know that this Facebook page is fairly new. So I think some people don't know that we're here. Hello, Edna. Hello, McKenna. Oh, so exciting. I love seeing you all. Okay, so I am here with our next instructor, one of my friends, Kathy Stahlman. So welcome, Kathy. And we have so much to talk about. And I swear every time Kathy and I get on a call or a Zoom or whatever, we just, like, I think one time it was two or 2.5 hours and it was like, I gotta go eat. So we can just kind of get on these different tangents. So I just want to say hi to everybody. If you don't mind sharing this live broadcast on your page, so everybody knows that we're here. So hi, Bonita and Glenda and Sarah. Hi, Sarah and Charlene. It's so good to see you all here. Thanks for joining us this morning. So as you know, good morning, Cindy. Happy birthday to your hubby. I think I saw that was yesterday or something. So I think many of you know Kathy, but I was really excited to bring her on board. So Kathy, we're gonna get to her in just a second. But the reason I'm bringing her in today for an interview is we've added her to our lineup for FCBDU, FatChanceBellyDance Style University, and she'll be teaching a live workshop next Saturday at this same time over on FCBDU. And the beauty of it is it's included in your membership. All you got to do is show up. And so we'll be live over there. I'll put the link and stuff in the comments. And if you're not a subscriber, you should be, but if you're not a subscriber, you can actually just buy the individual workshop and you'll have access to that. So that'll be available to you as well. So Virginie says, ooh, you two are looking fabulous. And of course, she has purple hearts. Hi, Virginie. And Cindy says, thanks. I'll pass on the greetings to him. And Lacey, hi, Lacey. She says, looking fab, both of you. So yeah, so Kathy joined the Zoom this morning before we went live. And I was like, whoa, Kathy, you look amazing. So yes, you're looking fabulous today, Kathy. So I guess not everybody knows. I know we have a lot of people joining from outside of the US. And maybe some people haven't had an opportunity to meet you yet or take some classes with you. So tell us a little bit about Kathy.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much for including me in the lineup of the fabulous FatChance Belly Dance University teachers. I am totally digging and enjoying attending and taking all those classes. So a little bit about me. I am, if you don't know, little one of the oldest original members of FatChance Belly Dance. I was with the troupe when it was joined when I was about 6 years old.
Right. Because she's
So
only like 30 something right now.
So this is last century. And probably longer ago than some of you are old. So I was really privileged and blessed to have been there, from the genesis of this dance form, when there was like 8 of us in the entire world that knew how to do this. And the first time I saw FatChance perform, I immediately became obsessed and took classes 5 days a week. From Carolina, and I've never looked back. I've never stopped. And that was, in 1990.
Yeah, so the troupe was about 7, 8 years old at that point. Very cool.
Yeah.
I love watching. I've been working on a few projects where I'm looking back at photos back from like the late 70s, early 80s, and going into the 90s. And of course, I think all the photos that I've been working on go into like maybe 2005, because after that, like everything's digital. So it's been really fun to like go through and see your photo out there, and then also see a lot of the FatChance dancers that have since, moved on. I saw, of course, Rena's in there and a few other dancers that I didn't know until I started kind of really digging into some of the archive stuff. So
yeah,
very
so
fun.
kind of like that, the first decade of us dancers who were the first decade of FatChance. Unfortunately, we we were on the scene before the digital age. There was no internet, there was no cell phone, there was no camera on your cell phone, there was no digital camera. I mean, the only photos we have are when people physically brought a camera to a gig, or when they brought a real, one of those heavy video cameras into a
Oh yeah, you kind
tournament.
of put it on your shoulder, or you have to hold
Yes,
it.
yes. So that's why, gosh, Deanna, any footage you have of those early years before the digital age are like priceless, because they can't be recreated, right? They're not digital. So I'm so happy you've got the archive thing going on.
Yeah. Oh, Merrick. Hi. Well, first, let me say hi to a few people. I'm going to interrupt you for just a second. So, hi, Deborah and Glenda and Merrick. Merrick, hi. I've been thinking about you and your Tata. I think you call him Tata. So, I hope that everything is going well. And hello, Antonio. And I love the little names that everybody has for like their parents and their grandparents. So we'll have to like have a conversation on that one day too, and hear everybody's around the world names for their grandparents. So you're focusing a lot of your, I see that a lot of the classes that and workshops that you're offering, of course, you're teaching standard, level 1, level 2, level 3, and then a lot of the workshops you're focusing on vintage, kind of like a vintage look, what it was like back before everything really got super codified and, had to kind of adapt in order to teach a more international audience. And it really kind of blew up with more steps and more dialect and this wide range of music. I was recently teaching creating the experience with some of my online students, and we were talking about music, which I know I won't talk about it too much because I know you're going to talk about that next week in your workshop. But we were just talking about how you can see the progression of music, like there was an age where there wasn't all of this software where you could create your own electronic music that sounded like it was, Middle Eastern or North African. And there's a clear line where you can kind of tell like that started becoming more available on like personal computers, and that's when we have more artists like, like Solus and Phil Thornton and which integrated, regular drumming in with their more electronic versions. And so that opened up a whole world, a whole scene, all of that. So I'm really excited about the workshop next week, which is all about vintage tempo and timing, because there's a lot of that music that it's really hard to come by, and it really takes you back to, I know the reasons, like takes you back to like some of that. For me, it's nostalgia. I know I joined, compared to you, I joined a lot later, 2004. So by then there was a lot of digital music, but not a whole lot. So I really love like the old grainy, Maghreb and Luxor and all of those fun songs. So tell us. So now, right now you're living in Vegas.
I'm back in Las Vegas. This is my second time to live here. I've been here 2 years.
2 years.
I moved
yeah.
back here 2.5 years ago. 2 years ago, my husband passed 2.5 years ago. And so I moved back here. We had lived here shortly before he died for a few years and just had a great time. And I love the weather. And it's a very affordable place to live. And, it's got a fabulous international airport, which is one of the reasons I love it.
Yeah. All the traveling and all of the fun. I've
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
been,
Well, pre-COVID.
yeah, I've actually only been to Vegas airport several times, like 10 times, but I've never left the airport. So one day I'll get to come and visit after COVID. So speaking of COVID, I always have to ask people, what have you been up to this past year? So I know that you, just from kind of speaking with you in the past, you got settled into your new place. And I know that you were working on your technology to teach classes online. And so I think you said that you created your own home studio, like down in your garage. And so tell us a little bit about that process and how those classes.
Oh man, the process for learning to teach online was a little bit of a learning curve. And I have to thank our global dance community for all of the generous information sharing, technology information sharing, getting on the computer and helping me through setups and sound checks, and recommending how they do things and how they set up their rooms. And I couldn't have done it without our global village. So I want to thank everyone who's been a part of that. And this also includes Deanna and her husband, who helped me get some technology things worked out very patiently. So that was wonderful. So I was teaching out of my office room, which is where we are right now, for a while. And then when in the past few months, because some of my in-person students, we've been getting our COVID shots and things, I've got a few people coming back who want to come back to live class, because I'll get into this whole live. I love live class, but I also love Zoom class. So I needed a bigger space. So I have this pristine garage downstairs, right? So I thought, oh my God, I'll just see if this works. So I went to Home Depot, bought some really inexpensive carpets, and went to Goodwill and bought some, drapes. And my dance students know all about this miracle thing called PVC piping, and made me curtain rods. I mean, again, it's my village that helped create my dance space. Recommended like how to change the freaking light bulb in the garage door opener. I mean, things I didn't even know about. So it's my little local village, and again, my online friends helped me set this up. So I'll be teaching next week my workshop on the tempo and timing of classic music downstairs in my converted garage.
Your new home studio, like a lot of us,
Yes,
a lot
my
of people have these days.
new home studio.
I think a lot of people have had to restructure their homes to be, part school for their kids, part office for their work, part dance studio for their after work, or even for some of us, that's what we do all the time. So it's been really fun and interesting, and kind of cool to see how people have gotten creative with their spaces, and realize like, oh, I could actually get some curtains from Goodwill and put some PVC piping up there. And look, I made this beautiful space that, on camera looks amazing. So,
right.
Very, very cool. My curtains are, well, not the gray ones, but my white curtains are hand-me-downs. So when Datura moved from their Burnside studio to their new studio, they offered me the curtains, and I was like, heck yeah.
So, you've got some good mojo in those curtains.
I know.
Oh my
I have
goodness.
some good mojo, and so I'm all about hand-me-downs. That sometimes they have the best energy. Well, also when we were talking about before everybody joined in and we went live, we were also talking about like staying healthy during COVID, because we were looking at our little mugs full of yumminess. So wait, before I go on, I'm going to pause and say, if anybody has questions and want to chat about something, feel free to pop that in the comments. Merrick says, hi, ladies, loving the hairdo, Kathy. And we are totally going to talk about Kathy's hair because I actually have that written down. So stay tuned for that, Merrick. And hi, Antonio. Okay, so we have our little mugs. Now, I'm going to talk about what's in mine first because it's really simple. It's hot water. But the reason I'm drinking hot water right now instead of what's in your cup, which is what I have been drinking, I usually drink it in the morning. I've really been focusing the last month and a half on my Ayurveda studies and my Ayurveda diet now, which is part of the reason I've kind of moved away from my smoothies that I was having with all my protein powder and everything, trying to figure out how to do that in a more warming way, because I I tend to be Pitta Vata, but recently I've been more Vata Pitta. So I need like these warming yumminess. So yeah, so I've been really focusing on warm drinks, oily foods, things like that. But I am totally hooked and convinced on adaptogens and collagen peptides and all of those things. And so when I asked Kathy what she had in her mug, she shared with me her concoction. So let's talk about that, Kathy.
Well, my concoction is the goddess Caffeina, because I cannot start my day without her, with a really high quality collagen powder. And I also put in adaptogens, ashwagandha, turmeric, and some days it's ghee, and some days it's coconut oil. So that's my beauty secret.
Nice. I know, it's like, okay, so that's what everybody needs to start putting in their coffee, because look at that fabulous gorgeousness she's got going on. I've been studying recently the benefits of different types of mushrooms, because I've been using like a mushroom blend called Sacred 7. And I really, really, really love the way it makes me feel. And so I've been studying how specific mushroom tinctures throughout the day, like certain ones in the morning, certain ones like when you need a little pick me up, certain ones to help you in the evening, maybe mixed with like my CBD oil. So yeah, it's been really fun. I feel like this year is going to be all about biohacking, which I first heard that term and I was like, biohacking, what is this? And then I realized that it's basically just like optimizing your health and your brain health and your sleep and all of that. And I was like, oh, okay, so there's a new word for it. so yes, so 2021 for me is all about biohacking and includes a lot of what you have just like talk about putting in your coffee just now. So
yeah, it's funny that you said that, because at my day job, I'm ready to I do PR and marketing, and I'm working with a company that's getting ready to launch in the US, and they're a biohacking company. So I've just spent the last month learning about it and realized I've been biohacking for years.
Right.
You know, adaptogens and nutraceuticals in my coffee and in my foods, salt lamps all over my house. I've been doing bioidentical hormones forever. Sometimes I get these vitamin cocktails from my doctor. I've been biohacking and I didn't even know it. Yeah. So it's just using science and technology to just improve the health of your cells for as long as possible.
Right. And anything that includes science and the body and science and health, I'm like, sign me up. I want to know all of the things. So yeah, so I've really been enjoying the ashwagandha and the mushrooms and all of the things. So all of that really opened my eyes when I moved over to the West Coast, because on the East Coast, you say CBD, and first of all, it's illegal still, even though it doesn't have any THC in it, but people think like you're high. And you're like, that's not it at all. So you can imagine if you started talking about like ashwagandha and mushrooms and all of that, they're just like, so different parts of the country are a little bit, I feel like a little bit behind from where what I've been able to learn here on the West Coast. I'm really grateful for that too. So
yeah, I'm a California girl, so. And and you're in Portlandia, so we're the left coast, which is the best coast.
That's right.
Sorry, East Coasters, I love that coast too.
Well, and Lacey says, Bonita says it works, and I'm assuming she's talking about like all the coffee concoction that you've got going on. And Lacey says, what? Biohacking, new word. So Lacey's in Germany and she's a physiotherapist, and so I know that she's into health and just really taking care of the body and helping her clients. And so yeah, Lacey, biohacking. In fact, I recommended a book a few weeks ago, maybe it's been a couple months, called Breathe, because prana, I'm gonna read a book about breathing and breath and everything I can get in. And this one was a really big like scientific study, and it was more of the athletic focus, but it was biohacking the breath for the optimum for optimum sleep, for optimum digestion and nutrition, and like all the things just by using the breath. And so I was just, everybody needs to read this book, you know.
Yeah, even just the balanced nostril breath, you know, all
Mhm.
that prana stuff in yoga is, and even yoga is a form of biohacking, right? Because you
Yes.
are, you're affecting your, what is that,
The
nervous
nervous system, the
system?
vagus nerve.
Yeah, that thing.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so you can biohack and not have to understand all the science behind it. And
Right.
you know,
You're probably biohacking, yeah, every day and you don't know it.
and I think those of us in, you know, who are dancers, especially FatChance style dancers, we 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 probably we biohack and don't even know it in our poses with, you know, the arms up pose, right? Because that famous book about presence and how you, like the arms up pose,
Mhm.
if you do it, you know, after 3 minutes, I think it is, if you do it between 3 and 7 minutes, you are rewiring your brain to be happier, more positive, and pumping out endorphins. So it's really amazing. You know, just a little bio.
Yeah. I didn't think about it that way, but you're absolutely right.
Amy
So,
Cuddy, yeah.
yeah, Amy Cuddy, her TED Talk was really,
Yes,
really good
yeah,
on that. We'll
yeah.
have to
I
link that
did
in
a
the show
little,
notes too.
I did a at one of the Fat Chance or ATS reunions, I did a little poster talk on that. Um,
The uplifted
yeah,
posture, what it does
that
to the brain and the body.
my
Yeah,
brain.
yeah, yeah. And some of the classes that I teach, I really, and Lisi's been in these, where we were focusing on the subtle body energy and the chakras and the different elements that we have within our body and how we can use that to influence our dance and use our dance to influence that and biohacking, you know, so in a different way, we're not really taking in like material sustenance, but you're taking in that, I know we're going to get woo woo for a second. We're taking in that pranic energy and kind of transforming it the way that our body, you know, needs it and wants it. So, yeah, so biohacking. Lisi says, I'm not a fan of the term hacking.
I
I
know,
need
me
to read that
either.
sleep book you recommend. Yeah, hacking sounds like a bad thing, right? Because you're like, um, you know, that's a bad thing when people are hacking into something. But
It
I think
used to
it's,
be. It
yeah, I
used
think
to
it
be. And
can
now
be.
hacking is like just means shortcuts,
Yes,
you
yes,
know.
yes. So, Lacey, that might be, yeah, the terminology and the way that we use it here in the US has kind of shifted over the years. Um, and so, yeah, I'm still trying to keep up with it all. So, biohacking is what we've learned that it's called. And apparently that's just like in the last couple of years. And she says, I need to read that sleep book that you recommend. And that's another way to biohack. So this is we're getting there, Merrick, to like the beauty of Kathy and like her hair and all of that. This is just a long way to get there. So just bear with us. So the book, yeah, another book that I recommended is called Why We Sleep. Oh my gosh, I could not put that. There's been several books. I've just been like on this roll of books. So Why
But
We
they
Sleep, you have to read this book. It's amazing. It's by a sleep scientist. It talks about not only what is happening in our body when we sleep, like different parts of the brain. This is, I'm going to kind of give you the short version, but basically different parts of the brain kind of shrink down so that the fluid can go through and detoxify the brain as we sleep, and that only happens in certain stages of our sleep. And that's why sleeping a certain number of hours is like super important, and the circadian rhythms and like melatonin and all of that. And the cool thing about that book is part two is why we dream. And that completely changed the way that I evaluate my dreams when I wake up in the morning. So, and it talks about lucid dreaming and all of that. So, I mean, like that book is so good. So, Breathe, which is a yellow book with like an abstract lung on it, and Why We Sleep. Those two books I recommend for biohacking. um,
go.
Okay, so talking about Kathy's beautiful hair. So this is the COVID thing, right? You basically like that's your natural thing that you just like let it grow out, and you were just like, oh, look at this, I'm gorgeous, just instantly.
Yes. So COVID actually, for me, COVID's been a very positive experience. And so one of the first things that physically changed for me in COVID was my hair, because the salons were all closed. And I did two things with my hair. I cut it and I stopped coloring it. And I, I grew up with really dark brunette. And I never thought I would be comfortable with my natural hair color, but I didn't know what my natural hair color was because I've been dyeing my hair since I was 20, like all different colors ever since I was 20, and I'm 65 now. And I had not seen my natural hair color for 40 years. So I thought, well, I can't go to the hairdresser and I'm stuck inside and I'm not going to see anybody for months. So if there's any time to grow it out, it's now. And of course, I watched a ton of YouTubes on people who grew out their hair and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Because I see some people out there with, different colors of silver and white and multi-tonal grays. And they're like, they look so empowered and so beautiful. And I'm like, where's my self-esteem, man? It's like, come on. So I grew it out. And for me, it was like, oh, it's kind of like this interesting platinum color. So I'm a person of extremes. So I thought, I'm digging it. I'm digging it. And then because on camera a lot, whether I'm taking classes or teaching classes, I also noticed my colored hair was not looking as fly as I thought. And I was like, oh, okie dokie. So that was also, vanity goes a long way. We're just human, right? So so the first thing I did in COVID, instead of the year going from January to January, my year is like March to March, right? Because COVID lockdown totally kind of happened in March. So a year ago, March, I started growing out my hair. And I'm really happy with it. But can I talk about one of my obsessions?
Yes. We want to hear about your current obsessions.
So because I now have white hair, I have this obsession now. I've got some show and tell things. I've got obsession with these. I found this fabulous vendor on Amazon that sells really gorgeous synthetic wigs that look really real. So I have an obsession with hair now, with wigs. I was going to stick it on my head during the talk.
Oh my gosh, yes, please.
I have this beautiful wig, and I have, oh, but wait, there's more. And I just don't know which one to put on yet. And I have a red. My grandmother was a natural dark redhead, and I've always wanted red hair. So I got red hair.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. It's almost like a red burgundy, kind of not purpley, but it has that tone.
Yeah, it's Agatha's hair color, which I covet.
Yes. Agatha's hair.
So I got my purple hair.
Glenda says, I love wigs.
I've got my red hair. But wait, there's more.
And and then maybe we can have everybody vote on which one they want you to put on.
Okay, and I've got my long, multi-tonal long hair.
Wow, it's almost like a rosy, pinky kind of.
Yep.
I love that one.
Yep. And I've got, but wait, there's more.
Okay, so while she's pulling out the next one, everybody that's in the comments, comment and let us know which one you want her to put on. we're just gonna volunteer her to put on a certain one, whichever one.
So I have a purple one, I have a red one, and I have the long rose one. And then I have this one, which is kind of boring, but I use this one sometimes for dance because it's just a clip-on. It's just a clip-on because my hair's, this is all I have, right? So I just use it to kind of wrap flowers around sometimes. But I'm back into the turban world. So well, not all the time though, but we'll talk about that as well. So I've got my 3 hair obsessions. I did return a couple different ones because they didn't look so good on me.
So we have, so let's see.
Red, rose, and purple.
Glenda says, well, let's see. Anne says, I love the red one. Glenda says, ooh, the long one. Cher says, I love the lavender wig. Hi, Cher. Bonita says, red. McKenna says, of course, I'm going to vote red. And then Rowan says, purple. Hi, Rowan. Charlene says, I'm a redhead, so red. And then we've got Christina saying rosy blonde. And then Christine says, hi, Christine. Wonderful. All the colors. So maybe
well, I can do all the colors. We'll just do a few at a time. So I spent all morning fixing my little hair, but
that's okay. We saw it before. So I think we start with the red one.
Okay, start with the red one. The red one is the thickest one, and the one I wear least because I feel like I've got a wig on, but it's super fun, and what the heck, it's and I'm not gonna do like, I've got wig
like the whole professional thing, right?
But we're just gonna do a quick and dirty, whoops.
I don't think I've ever worn, I mean, I've worn like a clown wig or something like that, but I've never
That's what I feel like right now. Hold on.
A wig.
I might have to not do this as a hair hack right now because I need my.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love the cut of that one.
It's a very
sassy.
It's very sassy. Yeah. So here's a fun one. Kind of makes me feel like Meg.
Yeah. Oh, it does remind me of Mega. That she would have approved.
Yeah. All righty. Here we go. A little bit of red.
I love it. What do you all think? Hearts, happy faces, all of the things.
This is what you would call a hack, when you just stick a wig on your head without the wig cap and without any preparation.
Lots of hearts.
Lots of hearts. Thank you.
Yeah, that one looks really, really great.
Thank you.
And it goes with your eyes.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to wear one of mine in my FatChance U class. I don't know which one yet. So those of you who are going to attend and watch, you'll know you'll know the backstory when you see me with the hair color on.
Right. You'll know how the natural looks, and then you'll see the beauty of the wig.
Yeah.
Lacey says, Cher says, too cute. Glenda says, pretty. And Rowan says, sassy. And Lacey says, do you ever dance in them? I think I would sweat a lot, but for winter, they are cool. So yeah.
I do not dance in them because when I perform, if I'm doing a hair garden, I have all my gazillion different colors of diva dreads because I also have dyed my hair a gazillion colors. So every time I went to Tribal Fest or to ATS reunion, I'd have to buy a new color of diva dreads. So what I've done is combined a couple different dread threads. So now it sort of blends in with my white hair. So I don't wear these when I perform, right? Because it's either turbans or hair gardens.
Right. That one looks really, really great.
But if I was a fusion dancer, yeah.
Right, with a little headband kind of thing.
Yeah, it'd be really cute. I know, I feel really sassy in it.
It's super cute. Can we see one more? Can we see the rose one?
Sure. Oh, okay. The long one.
Yeah, we had several votes for that one too. It was between the red and the long one.
All right. She hasn't been brushed in a while.
I'm so boring. I always have the same hair color.
Oh, I know. Your hair is so freaking gorgeous. And it's either curly or it's this one I call my Shannon Conklin hair. Shannon is the leader of the Divine Chaos Girls.
Yes, I know Shannon.
And
I've known her for quite a while.
And this is like her.
So we had the Agatha style, and now we have the Shannon style.
And now we have the Shannon. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to name them.
Right.
So this one is really long.
Oh, I love that one. Tons of hearts. Tons of hearts. A funny
story with Shannon. I met Shannon and the Divine Chaos Girls for the first time. We were teaching and performing down in Mexico City. The first time I met them, and all the subsequent times I've met them, we meet in Mexico. But her hair is so thick and so gorgeous that I said, I need to do something because I just need to know. And I said, can I can I touch your hair? And she goes, sure. And so I pulled on it. I thought it was a wig because her hair looks like this. And she just, so that was my introduction to, or Shannon's introduction to the crazy mind of Kathy.
It does look, it's always so perfect. You just want to touch it. So
yeah. So this is my Shannon.
I love it. I've been in a few different, I mean, she came up in a class that I taught because I pulled up a photo and she was in it, but it was like before Divine Chaos, I think, even like it was a long time ago.
Well,
and then
a long time ago.
Yeah. And then and so now she's come up again. And so I need to tell her, I need to like bring her on here and just have a chat with her.
Yeah.
And then
have her pull on her hair to prove that it's
real. I want to we want to see. And then Christina says, OMG, you are so right. I guess she's talking about how it looks like Shannon. And then Glenda says it's bouncy hair. And then Deborah loves this one. And Lacey says, and Christina says total princess hair. And Lacey says, how do you install the dreads? You used to braid the wool dreads, or she used to braid the wool dreads in her hair for festivals when her hair was shorter. But for performances, I would like an easier install. So I'm going to chime in on this one. Yeah. And then Kathy can correct me. I only have a couple. I think I have 2 of the Diva dreads. I've never worn them down. I just always wear them with to make more bulk. Because I had my hair really short at one point in time as well. And so Lacey, Diva dreads, I don't know if she's ever been to Europe or if you've heard of her, but she basically makes her own dreads and they're kind of like on a rubber band. I don't know if Kathy has any right there. And so
I do, I'll grab them.
Okay, great. And so you can kind of put them like a ponytail. So you pull all of your hair back and then you would put the rubber band in, and then you can either let them flow down or you can make them in a bun. I think I let some of them flow down once in a performance that I was with Sedona. It was not a FatChance style performance. Ooh, it was not a FatChance style. I've only done a few of those. So these aren't really ones that you braid in. So see how Kathy has, it's like on a rubber band.
Yeah. So when you get them from when you buy them from Brandy and Diva Dreads, they're actually on a really large elastic, almost like a headband thing. And I just don't have enough volume in my hair for that. So I release them from that and put them on a smaller elastic band that is suitable for my hair. These are so easy and so fun. I just grabbed I've got a whole bunch. I've got some smooth ones, some color ones, but you can see these have the multicolors that I mentioned, so that they go with my white hair or they go with any hair color. But I really use them for bulk as well. I use them to bulk up and create that crown effect, because even with our hair gardens, we're still going for that regal crown effect. Yes. So these are what Diva Dreads are. Diva Dreads is a name of a company.
And you can braid them and all kinds of
yes,
fun
I
stuff,
braid them in I make my mermaid ponytail. Like a lot, sometimes depending on like if I do a solo piece and I'm doing, I just did a performance for Austin Migrations, and I taught a workshop on flamenco influence for improv. And so I did a whole flamenco inspired music piece, improv. And so I had, just a long ponytail with flowers coming down, and so you can braid them, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. And I think for people
more hair obsession.
Oh my gosh, all the hair obsession. And I think for people that don't want to wear dreads, because I know there's this thing about I don't want to wear dreads. It's from certain cultures, and then other people are like, it's hair, so whatever the case may be, I think that same concept of being maybe getting hair that matches your hair from, like a Sally's or a beauty supply, and then putting them on an elastic like that is kind of brilliant as well.
Yes.
So I can never find hair that I have to straighten my hair or just hide my hair and start over when I'm making any kind of bulk. So pretty much I just pull my hair back and then add it to the ponytail. So nothing ever if for those of you that have curly hair, like McKenna's on here, you know, your hair is different every day. You don't know what the curl is going to be like. You don't know. It depends on the temperature. It depends on the water, like all of the things, how long you let it air dry. So I can never, like, I'm so envious of people that can just like wear the wigs and like clip in extensions and all the things, because I would clearly look like I was wearing two different hairs. But
Your
yeah,
hair
lots
is
of
so
cool
amazing
wigs.
anyway, though, Deanna.
Oh,
Hair envy.
thank you. I used
I'll
to
have to find a Deanna wig.
oh my gosh. Speaking of beauty standards, right? So you were talking about like the hair, and we're going to talk about another one of your obsessions, right, in just a second. um I used to get made fun of with my hair because I didn't know how to fix it, and people would make fun of me when I was mostly in elementary and middle school. And yeah, then you just want to like find those people and send them your best hair photo and be like, bitches, look now. So that's what I
Yeah.
feel like, grow your hair out. And anybody that has ever said anything about gray hair, be like, look at this. Let me see yours, because look at this.
Yeah, I don't really understand why the Western culture is a shaming culture. I wasn't born and raised here, and it was a real eye opener when I moved to the States in high school, and just the shaming culture, even back then, it's like, shame on them.
Yeah, I know. Shame on them. So, but with that, we all get to do something that makes us feel beautiful. And that's one of the things that I've been kind of focusing on this past year as well. Recently, all of my makeup pretty much like went bad. It's like I haven't really. It was at least a year old, and it was starting to kind of like not be so great. So I just kind of got rid of it all. And instead of thinking about what was trendy or what other people are wearing or anything like that, I just stopped and I was like, what do I like? Like what makes me feel good, and not comparing it to what I would see people like in the office wear or something like that. And so that has been kind of nice too, because it's like I just wake up every day and whatever I want to feel like wearing, I wear it, or whatever makeup I want to wear, I wear. So I hope that some of those beauty standards, kind of go away. I did read some articles about like bras and like how women are kind of like, why have I been wearing, sorry guys, but or who everybody who doesn't want to wear a bra, but like, why have I been wearing an underwire bra all of these years? Like I've been wearing it for other people, not for me. So yeah, it's been really interesting to kind of see the liberation that's happening. Speaking of, I'm reading another book. It's called Believe It, and it is written by the lady that founded It Cosmetics, and which is
Oh, it's
basically
cool.
talks. Yeah, it was such a good. Like I'm still reading it, and I kind of I want to finish it, but I also don't want it to end. So I
Oh,
was up from like 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. reading this book, and I finally put it down because I think it's the last chapter, and I don't want it to end. But she's talking about all the things that kind of hindered her growth in her business because she was going against the normal beauty standards. And the beauty industry was not paying attention to her, thinking she was going to flop, she was going to fail, she's not doing the things that we're telling her and that she needs to do. She's not using the kind of models that she needs to be using, that the whole industry is using. Like she just completely went off, and it took her a lot of hard work and a lot more grit, basically, to get where she eventually got, which is like billionaire, selling her company to L'Oreal. But the little tiny changes that she made along the way just completely is starting to really transform what we're seeing in as far as like beauty standards. We're seeing like transgender, and now in makeup tutorials and commercials, and just a lot of different skin types and skin colors and tones and skin issues. And so instead of seeing all the flawless models, so I feel like that is going to be really, hopefully, really great for the next generation growing up. And maybe they won't get bullied. Like, see, McKenna's like, oh, girl, I can relate all the teasing and bullying. Yeah. So maybe that'll really help others see that their beauty matters, right? And it doesn't have to be this standard this standard thing. So Lisa's
Yeah, I
asking,
think,
oh, sorry.
oh, I was
Go
just
ahead.
gonna say, you know, as we raise kinder, gentler people, each generation, you know, eventually we'll get to that place of one love.
Yeah. I hope so. I hope so. So Lisa's asking where you were born. I don't know if you want to
Japan.
share or if you...
I was born in Japan, and I was raised I lived in 5 different countries by the time I was 16. So I was born and raised in Asia.
Yes. I won't get on this subject too much, but I lived in Germany for 3 years. I know some of the girls know this story, and I was writing in my journal the other day about how influential that time of my life was, and how it's really helping me. It's really helping me in a lot of ways, even today, as I go through a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing just like culturally shift. Having lived in another country where you're immersed in another culture, and you just naturally adapt and appreciate and love and respect, and you just kind of like fall in and you want to learn all you can when you're living there. And then, you know, as opposed to like what we're kind of experiencing in a lot of the awareness and things now in the US regarding cultural appropriation, it's just been really interesting to reflect back and just think about how living in another country was just such a benefit. I'm like, everybody needs to do it. And I know not everybody can, but everybody needs to have the experience of being immersed in another culture and exploring that. And so that's very cool that you got that, you
Yeah.
got that opportunity so early in life too, when you were influential, you know.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons we vibe together, Deanna, is because we're both overseas brats, and we both know
Yes.
what that term means, and we both know what it means, you know, energetically what it means. And yeah,
Yes, I know for sure. That's like a whole other topic. Like I said, I was journaling about it. I was talking about what it's like to live in a place where everybody is equal, where white people are a minority, where we all have the same level of education, we're all going to the same school, we all have free healthcare, the same healthcare. Like there is a world that is like that out there, and I
there
was really,
is.
really honored to have that experience during my high school years, and that completely shaped how I know the world can be. And so, anyways, so get off my soapbox.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
can talk about that another time. Okay, so beauty stuff. Now we're like on the topic of biohacking and beauty stuff. So you have another obsession.
Oh my God, I do have another obsession. So early on in my FatChance career, we did not wear false eyelashes. And then they got introduced, and then they became a standard. So for 30 years, I have been fighting with gluing these little strips of things onto my eyes, right? It's like, I still can't figure out how I get one eye and not the other eye. I can do the right eye and not the left eye. So I figured that during this COVID time, I'm gonna practice, because I practice dancing, but I don't practice eyelashes until it's the day of the gig, right? And then like, God damn it, this eyelash isn't doing, and then I have to have somebody put the eyelash on it, and then I'm stressed because my freaking eyelashes. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna crack this nut, and then I realized, oh shit, I have a
Oh my
shitload of
gosh.
eyelashes, and these aren't single boxes, my friend. These are you know, the multi-packs,
Oh my goodness.
the freaking multi-packs. And I have a row of the magnetic lashes that Wendy Allen turned me on to, and I have all the glue lashes. I go to a store and I see eyelashes on sale, and like, keep me out of Ulta and CVS, man, because well, at least that's, you know, it's an obsession that's you know,
And
I
there
used
are
to
worse
have
obsessions
obsessions
to
over
have.
other things that weren't healthy for me, and now Lisa's just like, you know, healthy, like um aldehyde-free glue and plastic strips for my eyes. So this has become my obsession. And sometimes I wake up and I have my coffee and I practice with my eyelashes, and during the day one comes off and I just keep the other one on, and because I'm testing myself to see how long they stay on. I'm in love with the magnetic ones because they, you just put on the magnetic, it's like eyeliner, and then you let that dry and put on little magnetic ones, and so they're really easy to come off and on. But I find that once the magnetic eyeliner liquid dries too much, my little magnetic eyelashes are falling off. I wore them
like stuck to the refrigerator somewhere.
Yeah, I was teaching a class the other day, and I had on my magnetic eyelashes and thought I was looking all fly, and I would just notice it's just like pop, how when false eyelashes pop off, right? That's all you can see. That's all you can think about. So I just pulled it off. And so I was like the Clockwork Orange guy, one big eyelash and one no eyelash. But I don't know, I thought it'd be fun. I thought, well, if I thought about this in advance, I would have said, hey, everybody, grab your false eyelashes and your glue, and let's just do this while we're talking to each other, right? I thought it'd be fun. It might be distracting or fun.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I would love to see it.
Try to glue my eye.
I never practice my eyelashes, and I never practice my eyelashes or my stage makeup. Anybody else out there that doesn't do that? And then then it's time to get ready, and I'm like
stressing,
cussing, and like taking taking everything off of one eye and starting over. And then I'm mad at myself because I didn't practice. And then I'm like cursing at my eyelashes and like all of the things. And it's my own fault for not practicing.
Yes. I realized that that's the one thing, even after all these years, that, I mean, my stage makeup, I pretty much have down because I've been doing it for a while, but these eyelashes, man. So, yeah, so I decided I'm gonna, because I'm like I like to make lemonade out of lemons kind of a girl, right? Look on the positive side of life. So I thought, okay, I've got nothing but time all day long, man. I'm gonna glue shit on my eyes. So a little bit later, I'll glue stuff on my eyes.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So maybe we'll say in like a few minutes, so if anybody wants to grab their eyelashes and their glue.
Yes. And then if you do, take a photo and post it on my Facebook page or something.
Yeah. Tag us. Edna says subject lipstick and mask. I'm not sure what that one.
Lipstick and mask.
Lacey says, I don't practice makeup and don't even dare to wear eyelashes, and it shows every time. I did not wear eyelashes for a long time, and Liz always wears eyelashes, and she always looks amazing, and she has like these giant ones. Sometimes they're blue or they have like a tint to them, and she always looks she's gorgeous anyways. She always looks so amazing, especially with those eyelashes. And then I would like take a picture next to her, or I'd see like a performance shot next to her, and I'm like, I gotta step up my game. So this woman is gorgeous. Like, I have to step it up. And then I still like every once in a while would wear them, but really only if someone else helped me put them on. And so that's kind of how it worked out. And then I did a few sacred dances with Sedona, and she's like, false eyelashes are mandatory. And I was like, oh shit, I got to really learn how to do it. So I feel a little more confident. People taught me tricks like cutting them. Apparently they were too long for me, and I have hooded eyes, and then they just like get stuck to the top of my eyelids. So that has happened. I don't know if anybody else has that issue. Like, I'll put them on and I'll like do this, and I let the glue like dry, and then I do this, and then I close my eyes and I have like a line of glue because I just have hooded eyes, and that's just how it works. And so,
yes. So back to that term hacking, right? Making things easier. So I've watched hours and hours of YouTube tutorials on eyelashes because I'm obsessed with eyelashes right now. I don't have any on right now, but because I was going to put some on during our coffee chat. But yes, cutting them in half and just putting half on at a time is so easy. Letting the glue almost completely dry. For me, it was the patience factor. I'm a very impatient person. When I'm I need instant self-gratification. So letting the glue dry enough so that the eyelashes don't move around, fall off, stick to the upper eye, all that stuff was something I learned. And yeah, and cutting off sometimes you want to cut off the thick end so that the thinner part curves more towards your own natural eye. But really cutting them right in half, put on the fat part first and then the skinny part, and you can overlap them in the middle.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I cut them, I cut this part here so it doesn't like stick out. And then what were some of the other things, like putting it on in the center first and then kind of patting them out. Oh, and wrapping it around my pinky first, right? While the glue's drying or something.
Yeah.
Before I put glue on it or something like that.
Yeah, before you put glue on, otherwise it's going to stick on your pencil. But because it has a little adhesive on it already, if you kind of wrap it around a pencil or something, then it just gets that curve. But so when it comes time for gig time, I do everything except my lashes, right? Because my lashes cause me stress. And also it's in the back of my mind, like, you know what, if I run out of time, I'm just going to lather on more mascara. And so that's what I end up doing. I end up like cheating, but yeah, lashes are so beautiful. Because when we weren't dancing on stages, we didn't need lashes. But when we did dance on stages, then we do lashes. But now it's like lashes are just like ubiquitous part of our costume thing if you're a woman. Because guys tend to have naturally thicker lashes anyway, right?
Isn't that true? I have a younger brother. He's 18.
Yuri's lashes. Oh my God.
Yeah, my younger brother has always had like super thick, beautiful lashes, and you're just like, really? So I'll read some of the comments. Lacey said, or Red Lacey's. Rowan says, I've got lashes, but never been brave enough to try and put them on before a performance. Maybe I need to practice for sure.
Yes.
Oh, I see what Edna was saying about when she wears a mask. Oh, her mask smudges her lipstick. I get it. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And so I think there's that lip stain that you can get. I'm not good at it because I will get outside of the lines and then I'm stuck like that all day. So the best thing that I have found to wear with my mask is this is tinted chapstick. Like that's my go-to.
Yes.
Tinted chapstick. Because you can just reapply and just wipe it off and go.
Yeah, so. I do that as well. There is that really great lip stain that stays on forever and ever and ever until you oil it off. But for me, that's very drying. And as when you get older, your skin just produces less oils anyway, so it just dries my lips out too much. So if I'm in a place where I'm going to take my mask off and on, I do the same thing. I just do a tinted lip chapstick. Yeah,
tinted chapstick.
Yeah,
that's been really, really great.
Yeah.
So she says when she takes her mask off, it looks like she's been making out with somebody. I can see how that could happen. Yeah. Lacey says eyelashes change everything. Yeah, Lacey. And Lacey has these gorgeous big blue eyes. And so I imagine I know how she looks when she's in her costume. It just looks so amazing.
Yes.
And she says, I'm obsessed with the magnetic lashes and liner. Yes. So easy. Christine says, I love my eyelashes.
Yes, the magnetic lashes will change your life. I know this is probably backwards writing to everyone, but Wendy Ellen actually turned me on to magnetic lashes and brought me some when we I was gonna say last year, we didn't have a ATS reunion last year. But at the last ATS reunion, right, I put together a group of some of the original old school girls, and we did a set. And Wendy brought us all magnetic lashes.
That's nice.
And they've changed my life. Of course, I'm still had trouble with one eye. One eye must be shaped differently than the other because my left eye, I still have to work on. That's the one that comes off easy all the time. So I have to work on. But
I
yeah,
think a lot of people have, like, I know that when I put my eyeshadow on, I think I put it on even, and then I have to go back and look, and then I have to adjust this eye. I have to adjust one of my eyes to match the other one, even though I thought that they were even. It's not. And one eyebrow kind of grows a little bit different. So you have to just kind of like figure out all the little things. You know, you can't just put it on without I can't put it on without a mirror. So Natty says she always loves Kathy's makeup.
oh gosh, thank you.
Okay, so Kathy's gonna put on her.
I'm gonna hack it. Oh, right in my eyeball. Doing this without my glasses on is not a good thing.
But you know what? This is real life. Exactly how this is what happens when I try to put my lashes on. All of a sudden, then I had to adjust my eyeliner because I've got eyeliner stuff everywhere.
Well, I managed to get my magnetic eyelash stuff all the way under my eyes. So sorry about that. So this is like a 3-coat. I've also learned that if you do like 3 coats of magnetic glue, it's not glue, but whatever this is.
The
iron
magic
ore
eyelash,
stuff, stuff from the
stuff.
stars, right? It's like, you know, so I'm doing my left eye because that's my problem eye. So I thought, why not? Let's just do the little problem eye. But but another obsession that I've got going on, let's see. Well, it's not really an obsession, but I was just quantifying my dance time since COVID. And one of the things that I'm so grateful for are all the teachers who have, you know, just bit the bullet or whatever the expression is, and do online classes, whether they're live on Facebook or live on Zoom. I've probably taken at least 3 classes a week for the last year. So that's 3 times 52. I don't know my math.
Something like that, yeah.
How many hours is that, Tiana?
108, something like 106. No,
yeah, so
156. I don't know.
Yeah, so I've taken easily 200 hours of dance classes in the last 12 months, which I really love. And what that's also taught me is I'm a live online girl. I really love and appreciate when teachers have their stuff available to watch later. But I know for myself, I need to watch it when they're doing it live, because I get lazy and I'm like, oh, I'll do it later. Oh, wait, I got to put on some wigs. Oh, wait, let me just fuss with my eyelashes. and then just, plus the other thing I've done is I've watched everything there is to watch on Netflix and Amazon Prime. So, you know, I let that take over my dance time sometimes. So I am so appreciative of the teachers that are doing like the hybrid live plus online, because I'm one of the girls that like, I need to be there live. So yeah, so that's one of the other things I've done is done that. And I also attend Carolina's story time whenever I can. That's every day at 4 o'clock. So that's been fun. So this is coat number 2. We got to let it dry. And what else have I been doing? I've spent a lot of money on. So here's my tip for if you're going to start. Well, it's probably, you know, it's a year into it. Everybody's pretty much probably got their home studio set up. But here's my tip. Don't let me put it in positive. Instead of buying the lesser expensive version of a microphone, the lesser expensive version of a webcam, the lesser expensive version of a music mixer, just wait and buy the good one. Because I have an entire boneyard of affordable tech toys that you know, that just didn't cut it for, you know, even after, because I do a lot of like, you know, research of YouTube. Oh, look, my hair's poking through. You know, I do a lot of research first before I buy stuff, and then I'm always looking for like, well, what's the better, you know, what's the bargain? What's the bargain? Well, sometimes the bargain is like, so I've spent like 3 times as much as I should on things because I didn't just wait because I'm impatient, and I didn't just wait and invest in the good thing first.
Yeah.
So
That's
that's
a
my
really great point.
advice, you know, yeah.
That's a really great point. And, you know, the older I get, the more I realize that that is true in all aspects of life. So I think, was it
Yes.
the last interview that we did, or maybe it was office hours? I don't remember when it was. Maybe it was in a class. I don't know. One of these things. And we were talking about that with costuming, right? So how much costuming when I first started, was it like the quantity? I need this color skirt, and I need this color skirt, and I need this, and I need that, and I need, you know, and then once I realized that I kind of tended to wear the same things, then it became more of like, let me just really invest in like a staple that I know is going to fit. Maybe it's a custom fit, like custom bra or custom pantaloons, instead of me trying to put something together, you know, on my own. And just really now investing in quality pieces, less pieces, but quality pieces. And I think that's the same with technology. So I wish that I could turn my camera around so you could kind of see my layout here. Because yeah, it's investing in the quality instead of I do have a few things here that go in the boneyard, but for the most part it was like,
I know you and I used to both laugh about that, about, oh yeah, here's our boneyard of
yeah,
online studio equipment.
yeah, I can tell you
Um,
what not to get and I can tell
yeah.
you what I find is very helpful. So
But you know, along those lines too, when I was first starting out in FatChance, it was hard to find things, right? I mean, we had to make our own things. There was, you know, 1 or 2 vendors that Carolina had found that for jewelry purchasing, flying skirts. Gwen was a student and she had just started making cholis and skirts, but I would, and you had to buy things as you found them, right? And we had one giant festival on the West Coast in California near San Francisco. It was called Ricasa, and that's where Carolina found the vendor for some of our jewelry and things like that. But what I did, because I'm not a very logical person, I think, I mean, I don't have that sort of that compartmentalizing engineering kind of a brain. So I bought shit that didn't go together. I bought, you know, jewelry that had no color coordination or shape compatibilities, and you know, just so I would have these things, you know, and it would be like, how come everybody else looks so put together and I look like I came out of the damn drugstore, you know? It's
oh
like,
no.
so yeah, so I learned so that's always my advice for people who are just starting out buying the jewelry and everything. I mean, now you just, you know, Google it
It's
and you can find
everywhere, right?
anything you want. But is perhaps think of a color palette or shapes that complement your face structure and your neck or things like that. You know, be more methodical about what you're buying. Because I was just like buying anything I could, and then I had this basket of beautiful jewelry, and none of it kind of really went together.
Right? And yeah, I have a bunch of stuff hanging in my closet that I
Here goes
have never worn. Okay, here we go.
mirror, no mirror.
Ooh, but it's a magnet, so you just gotta kind of have to get it
It's the
close, right?
magnet. I just have to feel it. Let's see.
Wow.
Except it's not, except it's not.
Real life. This is like real life. I don't feel so bad. This is like real life eyelash situations here.
And now I've dropped it and I don't know where oh, it's on the floor. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is exactly how it happens when I try to put my lashes on.
That's right. This is exactly right. Of course, I'm trying to do this without a mirror, but you can feel it with these little magnetic ones. It's this left eye. I'm telling you, this left eye is like, no, no, you're not going to do me. Ah, there we go. Ah,
did you get it?
Yeah. Got it.
Woohoo! Look at that.
Well, I better do the other one.
What a difference one eye. You can really tell the difference.
Yeah, it's amazing. So I'll just keep doing this while we're chatting.
I'll read some of the comments.
Okay.
Natty says eyelashes are another practice.
Yes, ma'am.
For sure. And she says she always loves your makeup. And Lacey says we are asymmetrical beings. Lacey, ain't that the truth, right? And we just have to love that about ourselves.
Yes.
And Carrie, hi Carrie. Carrie says hello, everyone. And Lacey says she needs to remember she needs to get new contacts because when lockdown's over, she doesn't want to perform in her thick glasses. So yeah, how many things are we going to have to restock, right?
Well, thank God we can buy toilet paper again. That's all I have to say.
Yes, this time last year it was toilet paper and flour and yeast, and it was, you know, that was the biggest stressor of the day.
Yes.
Lacey says you can't bargain sound and tech stuff. And man, do I try. Lacey's really good at bargain hunting and like figuring things out and making things work. She is totally, is it thrifty? She's totally thrifty that way. But I can imagine Alex with like all of his camera and knowing that the technology part of it is super important. Like I can imagine that conversation between Lacey, who's like, no, I can make it happen with like $5. I'm good. And Alex like, Lacey, it can't happen. You have to have this other thing, you know, so too fun. Hi, Iosif Maria says, hello, ladies. Hello, Maria. All right. So was that Greek?
Yeah, I think it's hello. Halisto. Or it's either hello or thank you. That's my only Greek I know. That and souvlaki and baklava and uzo.
Yeah, those are things that I know. Oh, speaking of, so this morning, so last night Mark made pizza. He made Chicago pizza. I posted a picture on my Facebook page. And then this morning he had leftover dough. So he rolled it out really thin and he made a butter book, which is kind of like how you make croissants. So it's nice and flaky. So he rolled it out really thin. He put butter, he rolled it again, he put butter, he folded it, he rolled it out again. He put honey all over it and crushed walnuts. And then he rolled it up like in a log. And then he cut it like this. And he made basically like,
make it like a baklava.
Baklava cinnamon rolls. That we called it pizza. Anyways, he did like this hybrid name because it was basically like pizza dough made into like this baklava cinnamon roll thing. I don't even know. But
I don't know really how come you guys aren't like looking like the Pillsbury Doughboy, because the stuff that Mark knows how to cook is amazing.
I'm telling you, pasta, pizza, desserts, all the things. It's so good. We definitely get well, I say we, I supervise. He definitely gets creative and like the fusion, like fuses things together, you know, like our Thanksgiving calzones and our we had Christmas we had Monsieur Croque calzones, like I don't know, just weird, yeah, but in a calzone.
So okay, I managed to get all this shit in my eye and not on my eye, so that's, you know,
rule number one: make sure it's on the eye.
Yeah.
Lacey says, Alex 1,000%, 10,000% has told me this for years. And he took me to the store one time to prove it. Lacey says he had them play my song, The Bargain Equipment, on the bargain equipment, and then the good one. And I never questioned it again. You just have to go with it. I'm trying to upgrade my sound in my studio, and I just keep asking Mark, like, please, it's so overwhelming. Just please help me.
Yes.
Okay, Iosif says,
so the right eye goes on just like
woo,
a dream.
look how, like, I wasn't even paying attention.
The left eye is still, what the hell's happening?
That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
That's right. Gotta roll with the punches, baby.
It looks so good. You know, if we had like a before picture of the first time you came on and the after picture,
yeah,
the transformation from
get ready with me.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
I know. I thought of this morning when I woke up. I thought, oh, I'm going to do a get ready with me. I thought, oh, but nobody's going to know.
Yeah, we won't know yet. We'll have to do one though. That's a great idea. We'll have to do a get ready with me. I watch a lot of YouTube. I say a lot. I watch some YouTube videos with different like influencers, and
yes.
Some people are like plan with me, and I thought, oh my gosh, if people saw how I plan my month and my week and my day, they would probably run, because I have Trello boards and checklists, and it's color coded. And so I'm like, I can never do a plan with me, because people would get a little overwhelmed as far as like how I have everything organized. But okay, so Iosif says that is thank you, and yes, so is
yes, so
is hi. You know a lot, I have to say. And she said, F Haristo for this live, ladies. Just thank you for this. Thank you.
Yes,
thanks for the lesson. Lacey says, OMG, pizza lava. Yeah, like that, basically. It's like pizza baklava. I don't know. It's totally our version of it. So it's not authentic at all. Carrie says, ooh, are you getting ready for the show tonight? No, Carrie, she's getting all dressed up for us.
Yeah, no, this is just for y'all. The show tonight. What show tonight?
Oh, so yes. So there's a show tonight called Reverb. Angie Never, her studio, Sacred Shimmy Studio, is putting it together. And it's actually a show of like celebrating bigger bodies. So there's a lot of wonderful people in that show, and it's on their Facebook page tonight at, I think it's at 8 Eastern. Which, perfect. When I first saw 8, I was like, God, that's kind of late for me. That's my bedtime. But it's 5 here on the West Coast.
Yes, so, I know. I'm so glad the East Coasters like do things late, because it's 5 p.m. for us, and it's like
right.
10. Yes. So yes, Carrie, I'm dressed up for the audience participation.
She's just doing it early.
Just so happened.
Doing it early. Natty says, and there's another show that I don't know she's mentioning. Natty says, good, so good he cooks. Blessing lady you are. My husband makes pizza, pastas, and the Argentinian dulce de leche. Oh my gosh. So Cuban, half Cuban here, dulce de leche, anything, sign me up. Guava and dulce de leche. If I see those two things anywhere, I am in it. So yes. Yeah, I'm really lucky. My husband, he likes to cook. I do not like to cook. I cook for sustainability. Like basically it's like, what does my body need? I will eat that. Unless there's a bag of chips, and then that's priority. So we don't keep chips in the house because I can't. Yes, I'm really lucky. Pizza, pasta. Ross sent us, I don't know, where was Ross today? Ross sent us a book called Pasta Grannies. And she sent it to us. She sent Mark a gift, Pasta Grannies. And so he's been making pasta out of that book. And then Lacey says, Kathy's transformation was so cool. Look, she went from white platinum to like rosy long, white platinum short to rosy long. And then like no eyelashes to like eyelashes.
Glam to the glam.
Yeah, she glammed it up for us.
Yeah.
And then your Christine sending hearts, and Lacey says it's 2 a.m. in Germany, but I want to see Reverb. So yeah, we're complaining that it's late if it's at 8. Lisi's like, those of us in Europe have to be up in the middle of the night to participate in a lot of things. So
Yes, and those of us who teach workshops to the global community, sometimes we have to teach early in the morning. Like I did a series over the summer of some workshops for mostly for the German audience, and it was like 7 a.m. I'm doing one tomorrow at 8 a.m. my time before I teach a 2-hour dance class. So it's like, yeah, but it's late
morning
for them still. So
right.
yeah, this time zone thing.
I teach Monday and Friday yoga classes at 8 a.m., hoping that gets everybody in all the time zones. So yeah, I totally get that, having to wake up super early and be ready to go on and teach. But luckily it's yoga class, so I don't have a whole lot to put on, and I don't wear any. I wear my chapstick.
Are you a
It.
morning person, Deanna?
I not normally, but my husband wakes up at 4:30 every morning. He has a morning meditation that takes him about 30 minutes, and then he comes and wakes me up. So I'm usually up at like 5, and we have our morning routine. Talk about biohacking. So I wake up typically at 5, although sometimes 4:30, sometimes 7, but not often. So 5, and as I have I only have 1 cup of coffee now, and then I switch to hot tea. It's the Ayurveda thing. I journal. I journal 2 pages every morning, and then I do a very light yoga practice just to get my joints moving in all directions, and then I do a meditation. Um, and then I take my hot shower and get ready for class. If I'm doing yoga, then I usually skip my gentle yoga practice and focus on getting my mindset and my studio ready. I'll light incense, I turn my lights on, get my video camera set up, or my camera, whatever camera I'm using live that day. I play music to put me in the headspace that my class is going to be. And yeah, so I have a morning rituals that I do every day that definitely help me. I'm such a routine person, and it just keeps me focused, and it keeps my energy it saves my energy for certain things. So if I just have the same routine every day, a lot of times I wear typically the same 2 or 3 outfits in a week. I wash them, but 2 or 3 outfits in a week, then I just find that energy that I was going to spend in those other places is more mindfully spent on planning and filming. And oh my gosh, y'all, graphic design for social media is like a full-time job. So yeah, all that energy goes there.
Yeah, I have a routine as well that sets me up. And it's kind of back to, we were talking earlier about healthy practices and healthy habits and staying healthy and stuff. I for the past year, definitely, it's become just my morning routine, whereas before the COVID year it was like sporadic. But it's doing my waking up, doing my just preparing my healthy coffee. I have a couple of kind of spiritually inclined meditative books that I read a little bit from every day. But at first, I sit outside with my coffee and my book and my meditation, and my God has blessed me for this day kind of prayers that I do. And that whole ritual sets me up, and incense, and the doTERRA oils, and that's really only about a half hour of my day, but it feels like I've spent hours of self-care in just that little ritual. And if I don't do that in the morning, my energy is freaking scattered everywhere. So yes, those little morning rituals are so vitally important to me. And I grew up in countries where ritual is the norm. I grew up in Buddhist countries, and just lots of, I love ritual. I mean,
Yeah.
That's why, starting off with our moving meditation is just, it's ritual. And,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah, I think the first time I ever like when the first time I was in class and we did gratitude, which then of course a long time ago we called it puja. We did gratitude meditation. I knew I was home, you know, just having that time to do that. So yeah, and I think that that's kind of how I mean, this is a whole different topic, and we probably have to wrap it up soon. But like this whole dance to me is like that. I have that structure that allows me to focus my energy to the people that I'm dancing with, and just to like share the energy without my brain thinking what's the choreography and what am I doing next. Like all of that energy is spared because and then I'm able to like send my energy into the group and like really harness that in. So I love that. That also part of the, you know, our costuming is even though we wear different skirts and different cholis and different, there's still like a uniform, so to speak. So I don't have to think about, oh, am I gonna wear the red sparkly thing or the yellow sparkly thing? You know, I can just kind of pull it together. So a lot of that energy is kind of spared, you know, and I can use that in that more ritual sense, like having that time to get ready and using that as that ritual and yeah, just saving that energy from all of that external stuff and like really bringing it in into the group. So I think that's a great way to start the day and then a great way to start your practice, your dance class. It really sets the mind the right way. Even like not checking, one of the things I also do is I don't check my phone until my morning practices are done because I
Oh
don't want
yeah,
that.
yes,
I don't want that to
exactly.
influence my headspace. So I
Yeah.
actually on my Prana Belly Dance and Yoga and FCBDU, here's a little hint. You'll notice that all of those posts come out, the morning posts come out at 6 a.m. because they're scheduled. So that I schedule them the night before so that I'm not going to my computer yet, but everybody knows exactly what's going on when they're used to that. They know when to go, they know when to go there, but I don't have to get on my phone. Um, so Carrie says healthy coffee. She missed that part of it.
Yeah, healthy coffee.
Yes. And then Carrie says gratitude to the goddess every day.
Yes,
Absolutely. Deborah says
absolutely.
sounds like a workshop in the making. I guess that's the morning ritual type of thing. Sounds like a workshop in the making. Well, oh my gosh, I know I've taken up like 90 minutes of your
Speaking of
time.
workshops, I have one
Yes.
scheduled on FatChance U next Sunday. No, next
Yes.
Saturday.
Saturday. Saturday.
Sorry, I've got
Yes,
workshops
yes,
on
yes.
Sundays too. No, yes, next Saturday.
Next Saturday, which is the whole, you know, one of the whole reasons we're doing this today is so that you can get to know Kathy and get to know her personality and hang out with us because it's super fun just to kind of hang out with friends. And this is how we have to hang out with friends these days. So here we are. And so
Yeah.
next Saturday at 10 a.m., it's vintage tempo and timing on FCBDU. If you are a monthly subscriber, congratulations, you are already in. It's all you have to do is show up, and it's recorded live. So if you can't watch it next Saturday, you can go back and see it anytime. It's there for the life of FCBDU, which I don't plan on going anywhere. So there you go. If you're
Yeah.
not a subscriber, you should be. We'd love to have you. You can absolutely purchase just Kathy's class. I believe it's $35, which is actually more than if you signed up for a monthly subscription. So you know, either way, you can definitely just purchase her class, but you can sign up for a monthly subscription too. The monthly subscribers are actually the way that we're able to reach out to these instructors and get them on our site and pay them a, you know, like living, you know, actual living wage for their classes and their time. And so I'm always thankful for the subscriptions to FCBDU. Let's see, I've got a lot more coming out and coming up, so please stay tuned for that. Tomorrow on the FatChanceBellyDance Inc. page, the Carolina's page, I'll actually be live with FatChance and Carolina at 11 a.m. tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific tomorrow. We're talking about FatChance Belly Dance Style University, FatChance, the FCBD Online, which is like their troupe membership. So we're talking about the differences there and the difference between Carolina's Patreon. So I know there's a lot of offerings happening. That's actually one of the reasons why I wanted to do FCBDU. We'll talk about that a little bit more tomorrow, but I really just wanted everybody to have a home, like have that experience you feel when you leave class and when you're in class of like that. I've got goosebumps, like the confidence and the love and the connection and just the feeling yourself in your own body and being proud of things that you can do. And then, you walk out of class and that feeling lasts for, if we're lucky, till the next week, until we come back to class, sometimes a couple of days. But imagine if you could come back to that every day and feel that and feel connected to a global community and have a variety of teachers to learn from and a variety of styles that they teach in, variety of classes, whether you want to do live or on demand or costuming or makeup or technique or drills or just dance in a flow. I wanted to just have that all because it's part of what makes this community so amazing, that connection and that feeling that we get when we dance. And I wanted everybody to be able to have that when they're in their home studios. So whether your home studio is your living room or your studio.
And I wanted to say one of the things I love about, I've been a member of FatChance U since the beginning. And one of the things I love about it is this really is like a university. When you go to college, you go to university, you take classes in all different subjects to become well-rounded in whatever your main academic course is, whether it's liberal arts, the sciences, whatever. And what I love about the offerings, and this is my own personal plug of this is not a paid endorsement. What I love about the FatChance U classes is it's as if we were like really in a dance academy, right? Everything from makeup to costuming to drills to body awareness, to yoga,
History.
practice, history, technique. It's everything that if you were able to live, at a FatChance University boarding school. I went to boarding school, so immersion in a school is something I love. And if you're able to live at a FatChance University boarding school, that's kind of that's for me what it feels like, what all the offerings on FCBD feel like. So I just love it. Oh, and I just want to say one thing about my workshop next week is it's not exclusive to vintage. It's vintage timing and tempo, even with our modern songs. Nice. So it's history, but also current information. So we're going to be listening to not only vintage pieces, but we're going to be listening to things like Afro Temple and who have that really cool vintage vibe. Mm-hmm. But doing things with kind of a vintage flavor. So I just wanted to plug that in.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Kathy. I'm looking forward to the workshop next week. And thank you so much for spending your morning with us and getting all glammed up and sharing your magical beauty concoction in your little caffeine cauldron over there.
Yes.
So
yes.
Super, super fun. So thank you all so much for joining us. Next month, I have another instructor coming on, so stay tuned for that as well. And we will see you all online. All right. Bye, everyone.